This was an episode dedicated to Kim Kardashian.
Okay, we are still talking about this 9 years later.
The dream. Like, literally, who needs the other sisters when you could just have Kim?
Listen, the last couple of episodes, I literally said, this feels like the Kim show. Mm-hmm. It feels like the Kim show. It's like, you know, it's the hit on me. It's my brain. It's Paris. It's just the Kim season.
Well, we actually got to see what it would be like if this was just the Kim Kardashian show.
And I was locked in.
Locked in from scene one.
Just went to the Balenciaga show makeup grade. Kind of feels good.
This was rough.
Don't go.
Real and raw and LOLing at the filters the Kardashians used to use for their whole Instagram stories.
Snapchat.
Honey. But just cracked me up. But I am just in awe of this episode, and I really feel like this is the episode that will get the Kardashians their first Emmy. The editors on this show deserve it. It was pieced together so perfectly.
I said that same thing. I literally have that written down because you could also just tell, like, the thematics would change, the music would change. Like, eventually when she's going to court, it's like, I'm hearing Eminem, I'm not afraid. This editing ate down.
Now, I was not expecting to have the whole episode dedicated to the Paris robbery.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just plopped it all into this episode, which was needed because there was so much happening.
It seems just very surreal that it's been almost 10 years and this is finally happening.
Building up with the flashback footage and kind of just where Kim was at back in Paris in 2016 to see the old Kim, and I think we got this episode, the definition of her life has changed.
What a terrifying thing to have to go through when you think you're never gonna see your children again.
Yeah, or just like that changed the trajectory of how we have to live our lives.
We saw it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the real and raw, right when it happened, emotions of her crying to her entire family. But to kind of get the retelling of the story, and it be such a publicized event, to be 10 years later for it to kind of finally close, I was eating this episode up.
I was too, and you know, a part of me when we were watching it, I was like, 10 years, like that is a long time. But then she put into perspective, there was COVID, there was the Olympics, there were so many other hurdles to where this prolonged it and delayed it to now we're a decade later.
I'm just happy that we're finally here.
We're at Paris.
We're in Paris.
Chris is there with Kim. Corey Gamble's in attendance as well.
Yes, he
and
is.
It is a full mayhem. Like, this is, I think, bigger than the Paris Olympics in my eyes.
This is really scary. I think the editing, they also made it even scarier.
These people.
Back up, back up.
Oh my God.
Oh.
This just doesn't feel safe.
And everyone in the city knows that this trial, this case is happening. And so, of course, the paparazzi are being super aggressive.
Didn't they learn anything from Diana?
Paparazzi over there don't really have limitations, right? Like here in Los Angeles, there are certain rules. You can't go, you know, too far, X, Y, and Z, but they are surrounding the car to where, I mean, they're kind of scared. Also, the driver is like, hey, paps to the left.
There's a motorcycle paparazzi at your right side right now.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start off with this episode with the most devastating thing for me was Kim Kardashian wasting a spray tan on those freaking robbers.
Wait a minute.
Everyone's leaving me and I just got a spray tan, so I can't leave.
The only time I'm ever against a spray tan is this exact moment because Kim Kardashian stayed in bed, stayed home to let that tan marinate, and instead she got robbed. What the hell?
Okay, that's a way to look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
Are you now gonna make different choices?
No, but it's just now I'm gonna be kind of scared every time I get a spray tan in Paris. I don't know when that will ever be. I've never been to Paris.
Also, maybe just start with like, oh, you can't put your clothes on when you spray tan.
No, that's why she was in the robe.
I just had my robe on and that was it. I was like naked underneath.
So it's all making sense as to why she stayed in. She got a late night spray tan. Obviously, she was dozing off, and she recounts the entire experience.
Let's go through the night and what you remember.
In 2016, we all went to Paris, me, Kourtney, Stephanie, and Simone. We went to Fashion Week.
I was just so proud of Kim for her in the confessional. Like, she really held herself together and having to relive such a traumatic experience.
And I just remember guys barging in that were in police uniforms. And then me seeing really quickly that the concierge from our hotel was like in handcuffs with a gun. to him.
Yeah, I mean, she credits herself for being a really calm, numb in these major situations. So I knew that would be the case, but we got some emotion.
The Simone information of it all, I don't think a lot of people knew that she was in the presence of the hotel room.
I'm Simone Harouche, and I've known Kim since we were 12 years old.
Having Simone come into the confessional to give her experience really amplified in my eyes of just how, because I think you kind of forget, like, oh, been there, done that. That was 10 years ago. Kim's we've seen it on Keeping Up, but to kind of see Simone's recount.
I've known Kim since I was little. It's like I know all of her sounds. I know her laughter. I know the tone of her voice she makes when she's annoyed, when she's happy. There's something really different, the sound that she was making. It was pure, like, fear.
What was most shocking to me was how Simone's telling, like, oh, she thought it was the whole hotel.
In my mind, it wasn't just about Kim. It was like they're taking over the whole hotel. Like everyone's in trouble.
She wasn't even
Right, that
thinking
was
it was just a
crazy.
targeted attack on Kim.
Which is wild.
Yes, and then you have Kim sitting over here being like, oh geez, this is not what I expected. Like I obviously thought it was Kourtney and Steph drunk.
Right.
Now it's police, I see the concierge, and it's a completely 180 for what she thought this experience was.
I was so confused. I was like, what's happening? What's happening? Are we gonna die? I just kept saying that to him. Are we gonna die?
But in this moment, that's when her mind is moving so fast, right? Because she is signaling to the concierge, like, are we going to die? And then, also speaking to these robbers, like, please, I have babies.
Just let me go. Like, please, I have babies at home. I didn't see anything. Like, they can take whatever they want. And please don't kill me.
So it goes from like confusion to shock to, panic to survival, all in so many, probably like 30 seconds.
Then at one point he like grabbed my feet and like pulled me towards the bed. And I thought to myself, like, okay, he's gonna rape you and this is it. And I like braced myself and was like, okay.
Just makes me sad is like the experience Kim had of all the different possibilities of what was going to happen to her.
Yeah.
I mean, at first you're thinking.
That was really, I don't like that.
Yeah. But at first you're thinking, oh my God, here I am gonna be killed. Then you're thinking, maybe kidnapped, and then you're thinking not even robbed, and then you're thinking raped. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And Simone downstairs hearing Kim scream nonstop, that to me was like, because obviously you could have you're getting emotional.
No, yeah. I can't fathom this, right? And I also just have like a really sensitive spot for victims, right? And so in this moment when you're thinking about so many different things are about to happen, and you're like, I can't with the rape of it all. And then also they're in Paris and not knowing who to call.
So I picked up my phone to call 911 and I didn't know what that was in France. So I pressed my security guard and they grabbed my phone.
Well, the fact that Simone and Kim both had that same exact thought of like, what do I do?
911 isn't a number in France. So that was my first thing is like, who am I calling?
But also, I think it's really interesting because that's when Kourtney comes into the frame, really, and talking about it was so wild, a full circle moment, because earlier that day we were talking about if something was to happen, like, what do we say and who do we call?
Got a text from Simone that said, I just heard Kim say, take anything you want. We had just had that conversation at lunch saying that if we were ever getting robbed, that we would say, take whatever you want.
But with Chris being there, Kourtney was there, like all the confessionals of them all recounting.
I remember running out of the club and I saw Kourtney and the security guard getting into the car and they were like, we have to go, like Kim's been robbed.
I like fell to the ground. Like my knees just like went out and I fell to the ground.
It's all such a blur. And all I knew to do was get in the car and go there.
To be Kim in that situation, I couldn't even put myself in those shoes. Because obviously she's the only one that experienced that in the room at that moment.
And then it's like, now tape is coming into play, and now your eyes are taped. Can you imagine being the room broken into, I'm being robbed, I see a gun, somebody's held up at gunpoint, and then they tape my eyes to where now I don't know what the hell is happening? I'm about to lose my shit.
And I realized they weren't gonna rape me, they were just tying me up. That's when I thought I was gonna die because he had put tape over my face, over my mouth, and over my eyes.
I just could not imagine thinking you're going to die. And for the producers to just be in the confessional just saying like, what does that feel like?
So what does death feel like?
Does it feel like you're gonna die?
You're just in pure sheer panic.
To me, that was, I think, the heaviest part, or at least the most where I was like, oh, this episode is getting deep.
But after all of this, after all these emotions, all these, you know, thoughts of like what's going to happen to me, Kim is also speaking about when the moment shift that, oh, you are here for this ring.
One of the guys just yells out, ring, a few times, ring, ring, and then he saw it.
This iconic ring that has been all over the media because you're saying, aha, they spotted the ring. And so now they're grabbing the ring, they're grabbing other jewels.
Then he found my other box of jewelry with all the rest of my stuff and was like screaming in excitement that he found it.
And now they're kind of vacating the premises to where even more drama's happening.
They picked me up and put me in the bathroom and then shut the door and then ran out.
They left. And that's when Simone was like, oh, they're not coming for me.
Yeah.
That's when I feel like stuff got extra real and it was kind of just like, whoa.
I hear Kim coming down the stairs and she's calling my name. Her bathrobe is off of her. It's like undone. I still didn't even think that they had robbed her. You know, she looked like she had been violated, and she had been.
I did just want to mention, because Kim says something in this moment of recounting this situation, when I think her eyes and her mouth were still taped, and all she is saying that she's doing is thinking about her sister and her friend, that they please don't see this because she knows that they will be traumatized. Like wanting to take all this on herself.
I hope when her and Stephanie walk in the room that like they won't be traumatized for the rest of their lives.
Selfless queen.
Well, I remember Kim bringing that up for the first time of like, if
Praying.
they find my dead body, they are up for
Yes,
life. Like
yes.
that was Kim's thought process of like, I could experience that. Like Kim saying, me as a human, I'd be able to walk in and find my sister dead on the floor and be fine and be able to live my life. Kourtney, on the other hand, wouldn't. So I think that just goes to show how special Kim is and how selfless she is. As you said, like she's able to be in these experiences and not put herself first, but to put the bigger picture of what God had.
God is real.
I always know that there's like a bigger plan and it's always God's plan, and so you kind of make peace with that no matter what.
I mean, this just sounds like a movie because the zip tie's not tight enough, so she gets herself out. She runs, like, it's you can't make this up.
Well, some people thought you could.
Well, I mean, when we have to talk about that.
Well, do we just go into that or no?
I mean, Howard Stern
Was like famously mocking it all the time and saying that it was just, I'm sick and it's such a joke and I made it all up.
This was the moment where I literally was like, oh, I'm getting one, pissed off, and two, so upset for Kim because clearly this is the number one thing. I think the experience itself, she could care less.
Yeah.
But it's the people.
Well, not care less.
No, but it's the people that don't believe her that she experienced something like this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Chloe jumps into the scene because she was just like, the chatter that was going around.
People even in the vicinity near us, like questioning if this really happened. And it's really gross.
And then Kim, like I said, deliberately called out Howard Stern and all the trusted media for spreading this lie.
I remember he was so defiant about it. And I was like, how can you be so certain? Like, people trust you.
I'm about to get pissed off.
You, Howard Stern. You, Howard Stern. First, he did that terrible interview with Khloe Kardashian talking about who her dad is. And then now he's going to be over here attacking Kim, saying that she staged this event.
I know there was a lot of speculation, but I don't even think Wendy Williams was saying this when this happened. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Chris said trusted media, so that makes sense why Wendy wasn't included in that.
Well, first of all, we trust Wendy on here.
We do. I'm joking. No, but the moment that really was just upset for me was seeing her cry in the confessional. I always hate to see Kim cry, but for her to then go into her ex-husband.
Even my ex-husband had said, you know, and you faked your robbery for a TV show, and had said that in front of all these people.
I'm sure she's referring to Chris Humphries.
No, Kanye West.
He said that?
Yes, the name was, yes, Kanye.
That was so like a knife to my heart.
Kanye West stopped a concert when he found out and flew to Paris to be at Kim's side.
Just to think that someone wouldn't believe you is like, that's so close to you, that should know you, that should know
how much that affected your life.
The ring that they stole is her engagement ring from Kanye West.
It just really bothered me for, like, you don't know who I am.
At this point, Kanye was, you know, pretty cool in his right mind, you know? So I was like, what the hell?
But just like that, I don't know, because I think everyone doesn't think him as a real person. To where it's like you were married to someone, you were intimate with someone, and that person doesn't even believe you.
Yeah.
To then have the media not believe you and it's this mockery and joke.
Yeah.
I could not imagine. This is just an episode for men, okay, honey? Because there was one woman that robbed.
Oh yeah, let's not forget
her too.
She was selling the jewelry.
Yeah, her too.
The girl, she's guilty.
Oh, wow.
Guilty of conspiracy.
But she at least got the validation, and I think that was what was most important.
So to finally be able to go to trial and face these people and hear their, like, accounts and apologies.
Basically, an F you to the public for even thinking that Kim Kardashian would do something like that.
I'm like, see guys, it was real, you know?
For me, the moment Kim was robbed and then the news broke, that was like one of those like canon events that you just will never forget.
I don't think anybody would want to go from being Kim Kardashian to crying on Ellen with no jewelry. Like, I remember that vividly. She had a blunt bob.
I was gonna say, what?
A blunt bob. And she was just like, no jewelry. She's like, my life has changed. She's crying on Ellen. Like, no, this is not a lie.
I'm happy it's over.
Well, one takeaway from that experience was that Kim Kardashian's life completely changed. And I think the biggest was just her safety in general, of just her being able to sleep at night.
I used to walk around in the city in sweats and a hoodie and like no security. By ourselves.
Right.
Because as the years have gone on, she's gotten more and more famous. She was not a billionaire at that time. Now she is. And so this experience really showed her what she needs to do in order to protect herself in these, you know, situations across the country and big venues and just how you run their house. You know, Kris Jenner has security throughout that house. And so I know the entire family upped their game when it came to security.
We would have one security for like all of us for the trips. We just never thought we needed it like that.
That's all they needed for all
For
the gaggle of Kardashians. Only needed one really big, strong man.
And now I think like what, each of them has 2 or 3?
Well, that's the thing. They have in-house, out-house.
There's security detail.
But one thing I love about Kim is how she always sees the bigger picture. And I think this situation, as traumatic as it was, could have been way worse. Mm-hmm. And I think her kind of owning if this didn't happen, who knows what would have happened in the future. And the fact that this kind of was best case scenario.
I don't know. I don't know if that's just a blessing in disguise because something maybe crazier could have happened had we not changed our security detail.
And obviously this season we had the hit of it all. Like if it wasn't for that event, they would have not known how to handle the hit situation.
That's true, because I mean, if you look at it, this situation is bad. Mm-hmm. She was robbed, but also she walked away with her entire life ahead of her. Her family, her kids still have a mom. They wanted the jewelry and that was it. So it could have gotten worse. And so I can understand the gratitude towards this situation.
Yeah.
But
her life, she's laughing. Hey, man.